happening around you. A sign language interpreter for this hour will be Walter Asewe. Now let's pick this story before we get to the hashtag, where the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development has denied allowing a controversial book titled Blood Ties to be used in Kenyan primary schools. KICD was responding to a Twitter user, Siombua Kifue, who flagged the book, saying it uses obscene language that pupils in class 6 should not be exposed to. Kifue also alleged that the book had been okayed by KICD for use in class 6, but the school's curriculum agency vehemently refutes Kifue's claim, saying it is not listed in the orange book that contains a list of all books that schools should use for teaching and learning. Now, pursuant to this state of affairs, Kenyans went on Twitter and hashtag Blood Ties began gaining life, and since then this is what you have been saying online. We'll go on to Twitter and sample your feedback. Hashtag Blood Ties, and this is at Shiko_Nyambura. This is what you say: I haven't seen this book Blood Ties except the page that was shared. If it indeed has a rape scene, my opinion, which I hold for movies and series too, is it is unnecessary. Okay. At Moses AX Kenya, or Mosea X Kenya, this is what you say. Title of the book is Blood Ties, recommended to class 6 pupils. How do these kids read these books in class the way we used to read out loud per paragraph? Your thoughts are as good as mine, Moses, and thank you so much for that. Lose MP, Laws MP, maybe. Hashtag Blood Ties, mortified that Story Moja publishers can recommend Blood Ties with foul and obscene rape scenes to students. Given the current moral decay youth and parents are grappling with in Kenya today. At Evangeline Kari 5, how is this curriculum vetted and the textbooks children are reading in school? And last but not least for now, we have Motichilo Mike, who says, if this is what kids are reading in class 6, then I'm not surprised by the consolata controversial kid. It so appears that a majority of the tweets that we've been able to go through online sort of agree with Ezekiel Mutua that we need a proper vetting and standards of bringing up our kids. However, the society, they do not live in a vacuum. They are members of our society, and if this is what society is made of, then we all know of that principle of giggle in, of the giggle process, that is garbage in, garbage out. So what way forward in as far as this issue is concerned, and can we even have a conversation around morality exclusively and to its logical conclusion? Time has showed us that that is not possible. However, we do hope that this matter will be given the attention that it deserves. Now, Third Way Alliance has sued the Kirinyaga County Assembly and its speaker over the rejection of the Punguza Mizigo Bill. The party claims the County Assembly of Kirinyaga used an unlawful process to reject the Punguza Mizigo Bill, and the party now wants the court to quash the decision by the MCAs and compel the Assembly to conduct a public participation exercise on the bill. They also want the court to issue orders that the bill be reintroduced in the Assembly within 5 days for a fresh voting exercise. That is one of the stories that we shall be following up for you, because today Third Way Alliance is expected to have a meeting and just lay down strategies that they will use to counter some of the blows that they have experienced so far, even as they continue tabling the Punguza Mizigo Bill across counties in the country. They will be headed to Mandera tomorrow, and we here at K24 TV will make sure that we update you on each and every proceeding that will be coming forth from Mandera tomorrow. Remember, it is the county that Majority Leader Aiden Duale warned MCAs of even thinking of supporting this bill. If they did, they will be dealt with politically. Those are not my words. They are the words of Aden Duale, the majority leader in the National Assembly, when he was addressing a gathering in Mandera some time ago. However, for now, we've got an update where 4 members of parliament, part of the Pangani 6 group charged with hate speech back in 2016, have today been acquitted of all the charges. The 4, Aisha Jumwa, Timothy Bosire, Junet Mohammed and Florence Mutua, appeared today before Nairobi Chief Magistrates Martha Mutuku, who struck out all charges against them, citing a defect in the charge sheet. So that is the development that we have for you right about now, and we shall keep following up on this story, because when it comes to members of parliament and hate speech and the role that the National Cohesion and Integration Commission plays in all this is all too critical. And at what point have we ever seen a conviction carried out to its logical conclusion? Well, is it an issue of the charge sheet? Is it an issue of the legal process? Is it an issue of a defective investigation procedure? So all that and much more are angles that we can pursue in as far as this story is concerned. We also did tell you that Nyeri Town, former Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, that is Esther Murugi, is this morning being vetted by the Departmental Committee on Lands in the National Assembly. She is being vetted for the position of member of the National Lands Commission, and she is the 2nd member to appear after Gerishon Otachi, whose vetting has just been concluded. So right now, let's listen in to the process as it is this far and what questions are being posed to Nyeri Town, or former Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, that is Esther Murugi.
Madam Chair, I think you should give us guidance, this is a vetting committee. It is not a drumming up committee. Yes. So, Madam Chair, give us guidance, please.
Does Honorable Ngujiri suggest that she should not be asked questions because she was a member of the committee on land?
Who have said that?
And does working for 5
years give you experience?
Well, honorable members,
I think we need to understand each other what I'm trying to say.
Order, Honorable Kimani. Honorable members, we have a document which guides us.
Yes.
We have the standing orders, declaration of interests. Standing order number 90. A member who wishes to speak on any matter in which the member has a personal interest shall first declare that interest. And I would like to ask the Honorable Kimani Ngujiri whether you would like to declare.
I want to declare. Yes.
Can you declare now? Go ahead and declare.
I want to declare that I have interests, according to the standing orders number 90, of saying how I know the member and how we have worked with her. Because what I'm trying to say is that we work together, and I want to tell the committee that, according to me, if there is somebody who can be able to help the commission because of the things we went through, and that's why I wanted, after that, I asked her a question. After knowing all what we went through with the commission,
but
what does he
think? I just want to go further, and I do not think this is personal interest, Honorable Kimani. I do not know whether it's relevant at this moment, whether they would like to proceed, because it goes ahead to say personal interest include pecuniary interests, personal relationships, and business relationships. Is that what you would like?
The relationship, madam, even you, when we work with you, there is a relationship of working with you. What's wrong with that? Yes, and I declared, I want to say, and actually I want to draw the committee to say, if there's somebody we worked with.
You can reserve that,
yes.
And if you want to make your contribution, I think it is much easier, because I do not think it's this deep.
No, but then let me finish to talk about what I think.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Please, if you can just ask your question.
Madam Chair, before we continue, Madam Chair, once we...
I can leave.
No,
No, I can leave.
Madam Chair,
allow me to intervene. Madam Chair.
We cannot say about somebody...
Madam Chair, allow me to intervene. Madam Chair, we are in a vetting committee. We are in a vetting committee.
I really would like to protect the Honorable Kimani Ngujiri, because I would like him to be here with us, and I would like you to make your point.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And my point I want to make is that the Land Commission we had, I've been in this committee for 5 years. Some of you don't know. I was there for 5 years in Lands Committee. And I knew from 2013 the problem we went through with the Lands Committee. And I was trying to mention that the Honorable Murugi, we went through a lot of process of understanding what are we going to do about the commission because of the mistake which have been going there.
Point of order.
It's nothing out of order now.
Is he suggesting that she should not be subjected to...
I think you are old enough. Who have said that I'm suggesting?
Otherwise,
Madam
that
Chair.
is not the case.
Madam Chair.
Honorable
Madam Chair, allow me, please.
Honorable Kimani, I would like...
Madam Chair.
You know, Honorable Mwinyi, I would like you to allow the Honorable Kimani to prosecute his point.
Madam Chair, before he continues, Madam Chair, once we are done with this report, it's going to be tabled in Parliament. At the floor of the House, each member will be allowed to contribute. And if they have any positive references in regard to the member, then that is the best opportunity for one to be expressing.
Madam Chair, I'm of a different view. Madam Chair, I was going to ask the nominee, since she was in the last Parliament and she sat in this committee, we've got also questions. So I think if there is any member who feels that the member did contribute on the issues around NLC, I think he has every right to say whatever he wants to say. We will interrogate the same, because we've got questions also regarding the member.
Let us proceed.
Yes.
Let us proceed, and I want to allow the Honorable Kimani Gujiri to proceed.
Yeah.
I did not hear anything out of order.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I wanted just to say that when we went through the 5 years, 2013, the experience which we had, how the commission should behave, we had a lot of problems for 5 years all throughout. And that's why I was mentioning, when we were with her, we had many issues of saying, how can we be able to make that the commission work properly with the ministry? And that's what I want to say. I know she must tell us, when we were with her by that time, the things we went through, what does she think of having this job through the experience we had with her in the Lands Committee? That's all what I wanted to ask.
Yes. How are you going to deal with that? Thank you very much. So the Honorable Jane Kehara, I think I gave an order. Let's follow the same.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mheshimiwa, I have 3 questions for you. The first question, looking at your age, you are almost reaching 70. You were born in 1950 something. Yep, you are almost reaching, you are clocking 70 very soon. Do you have the energy to run for this, to run the affairs of NLC, based on what has been happening, based on the experiences of the previous commission? 2, you've been a member of parliament, you've been a politician, and we've always been agitating for younger Kenyans to take over these positions. Do you think it is right for you to have applied for this job based on your age, based on the experience? You've been a CS for 10 years, you've been a member of parliament for 10 years. Do you think it is fair to the young Kenyans out there looking at you today all over this country, at your age, 70 years, still running for a job in a public service? That's my first question. My second question, you've been a real estate agent. You've been in land matters throughout your life. Don't you think there will be a conflict of interest, because you are dealing with land matters all through your life? And today you are applying for National Land Commission that deals with the land matters in this country. Don't you think there will be a conflict of interest between what you've been doing and what NLC entails? And my third question is, based on your experience as a real estate agent, recently we as Parliament, we passed 2 key legislations that touches on the NLC functions. Are you aware of these laws? Thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to congratulate Mheshimiwa for finding her way all the way here. I do not agree with Honorable Bogo in matters age. I'm happy to see her after a very long time. Honorable Murugi, I'm a frequent visitor of Nyeri, and I know Nyeri people are really missing you. The issues of registration of title deed, now to my question, remain a challenge, in particular to the fact that most public land remain unregistered and land grabbing has become a menace. What, in your view, is the role of National Land Commission in registration of title? Thank you.
Next, honorable members.
Thank you very much. I was asked to talk about...
I wanted, you can just put the questions down. I wanted to have the Honorable Sunkuya, so that then you can take all those questions.
Thank you, Honorable. And congratulations for your appointment on this. Chair, I want to ask the issues of historical land and injustice remain a challenge in this country, in particular in the coast region and many other parts of this country. What will you do, if appointed, as a commissioner, to ensure that historical land injustice claims are dealt and determined expeditiously?
Okay, you may just take the questions in whichever order you choose.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Costani asked me about the process of revocation of title.
Revocation of title.
Before you revoke a title, you have to analyze the origin and the process that was followed for the title to be issued, so that you know whether it's a genuine title or a fake title. And that's why I said, if found to be fake, the Commission has no choice but to revoke the same. But you have to follow from the inception up to the time when the title was issued, so that you see the journey it took. And the fake titles normally don't take that process. You'll find a shortcut somewhere in the process, from the letter of allocation, payment of whatever is requested on the letter of allocation, and up to the time when the title is stamped and registered. So if it doesn't follow the due process, then it's a fake title, or it's an illegal title, and you have to figure out if it's illegal, how do you legalize it if it is the allocation that was not done the proper way. But if it's just the title that is fake, then that one you have to revoke. And normally you advertise in the Kenya Gazette and the newspaper, so that the holders of the title can also come to the Commission and also have a chance to explain how they obtained this title. And then if you're not satisfied with them, then that is when you revoke. You wanted to know whether I'm tax compliant. I am. As of yesterday, I was. You also asked about networking. I'm not sure what the networking was about.
Not networking, your net worth.
Oh, my net worth. Thank you. Okay, I'm worth close to 400 million. But some of it is in loans, because the properties I have, some of them are mortgaged. But the net value is close to 400 million. You've also wanted to know whether the National Land Commission has power to use unalienated land. I would say that yes and no. Because if it's unalienated land, it means it is public land. So if the government needs it, they have to go, or whoever wants that land, they have to go through both the National Land Commission and the Ministry of Lands. So I would say the National Land Commission does not have exclusive power of using that particular land. For Mr. Gojiri, he was concerned about wanting to know how I would work, considering the problems we had with the former commission. And I would say I learned a lot from that commission. And one of the things that I learned is no chest thumping the commissioners and the secretariat of the National Art Commission have to be patient and have to listen to the issues that are being raised. And I believe one of the biggest problems that, without criticizing the former commission, was lack of listening. And when I go to this commission, I'm not saying I know it all. It is also going to be for me a learning experience, and also to try and overcome the challenge that has been there on issues that relate to land, which so far have not been solved, and which are the cause of a lot of problems in our country. Mr. Bogo, Honorable Bogo, you have a concern over my age. But I don't think when I go to the commission with a light touch, it's going to be about football, dancing, or where I have to exercise. But if you were to go...
Chair. You know, we've seen NLC commissioners on the ground. And each commissioner, from what we've seen, they allocated a region. And you have to be there all the time to make sure you focus on those issues.
No, maybe, Honorable Ali.
So it is not a matter of dancing or playing football.
If you give her an opportunity to fully explain, maybe then you can interject towards the end. So please proceed.
On that basis, I walking, I can walk. Running, I can run. If the commission wants me to run, I can run. I go to the gym every morning. So I would say I'm fit. I'm fit than the 35, fitter than some of the 35-year-olds. So I don't think that is really an issue, and age is but a number. And again, they wanted experience. I don't know where these young people would have the experience that the advert required the commissioners
I want to give you a chance
or
now
the
to
chairpersons to have.
If you still want to interject on that matter.
And I think she's explained.
She has explained properly.
But she being a politician, and we as politicians, we always talk of leaders of tomorrow. And we are being challenged by the youth of this country. Why don't we give them an opportunity to serve Kenyans? Because if she's talking about 15 years experience or 10 years experience as a member...
I think Honorable Bongo is out of order, really. The advert, she fitted into the advert. I think that is where we should leave it. He should not look at her hair. Her hair has been like that. And we know her. That is her signature style over here. I think, Honorable Bogo, you are completely out of order.
I'm tempted to protect the nominee on this matter.
Thank you.
I do not want to look like I'm gagging the honorable members of this committee. I appreciate the question.
Made my point clear. I'm pro the youth. That is my position, Madam Chair.
Okay.
And I want it to go on record. I am pro the youth.
Madam Chair, point of order.
We even have young women in this country who are experienced, and maybe they applied for this job, but they never got shortlisted. That is my position.
Point of order. Point of order, Chair.
So what is out of order, Honorable Kimani Ngojiri?
I think there is a system which has made the Honorable to be here. And I think it has checked all those documents and the procedure to reach up to here. So I'll ask, let's deal with the issues which we are supposed to deal with here. And the member, can he declare his interest?
Madam Chair, point of order. Point of order, Madam Chair. Point of order, Madam Chair. Honorable members, I wanted you to allow me to request the nominee to go to the next question. No, but Madam Chair, you need to regulate this exercise because this exercise is about vetting. And what I understand, when a question is being posed to the candidate, and the candidate is the one who is going to answer those questions. But if you see members answering on behalf of the member, even before she answers, then I don't see the integrity of this entire process because it is about vetting. Let us understand the word vetting. What does it mean? What does it entail? And I want to say the question which was asked by Ali Mbogo is correct. It's in order. You can ask that question because even Kenyans are looking at us. What I'm going to do. Thank you. So, honorable members, I'm looking at the mood, and I would like to. I do not want to gag the members, so I want you to just fully explain yourself on that matter, and after you are finished, you can go to the next question.
I think, Madam Chair, I've already explained that, and I've said I believe I'm as fit as any other person.
Yeah, my director says it's very interesting what is happening in Parliament today. But what's the issue really? You know, it dates back to the year 2013 when both Bahati, Member of Parliament, then and now Kimani Gonjiri, sat in the Department of Lands together with then Nyeri Town MP, that is Esther Murugi, who is being vetted today. Now, they happen to sit in the committee at a time when the National Lands Commission had just been formed in 2012 and its maiden team sworn into office in February 2013, and Chief Justice Willie Mutunga then said and told the commissioners, kindly do not let this commission become a theater of the absurd. So this commission was charged with the responsibility to come up with political and policy structures that would help the National Lands Commission do its job in the manner that it was expected to do. In fact, it was touted as the mother of all commissions because finally Kenya would get answers to historical injustices, some of which involved the land question. Now, it was a tricky time for the Departmental Committee on Lands in the National Assembly then, and it is that period that Kimani Gonjiri makes reference to, citing the amount of work that both him and Nyeri Town MP then Esther Murugi did to make the National Lands Commission functional and deliver its mandate. Well, an interesting vetting process happening with this particular nominee, and definitely it will feed our news diary moving forward. However, right now, let's take a break. We return with much more in just a moment.